So welcome back. Today is officially January the 6th of 2023. I've been recently reminiscing on the days we used to cover gaming news here on the channel, back when primarily this channel was a Call of Duty channel. And this is something I've spoken to my wife about over the last year plus, bringing news back onto the channel. But obviously now that we play every single game, that whole spectrum would be much bigger. I just haven't done it because I've always felt like it's already too much. But I don't know why I just decided to start off the year brave and courageous, and maybe you guys dig it. We'll see how this video does. If it does well, then maybe we'll make it like a thing, like a weekly or bi-weekly mega news video. Maybe a weekly, seems fair. Anyways, by the way, my social thingamajig should be down here. I feel like that's something I don't really do often, but if you guys want to follow me personally there, you can feel free to do so. And today we're going to be talking about some of the more important pieces of information in the world of gaming that I've been reading up on over the last couple of days. Sony Interactive Entertainment's president Jim Ryan said, and quote, "Everyone who wants a PlayStation 5 should have a much easier time finding one at a retailer from this point forward." And he meant that globally. Personally, I haven't really tried looking for one since I got mine, but I do have a cousin that actually managed to get two of them on Amazon, through Amazon, which was pretty crazy. Let me know down below if you guys have actually tried getting your hands on one, and how has that really gone for you? Unfortunately, the shortage may still be felt by some of you because they are still stating that this may last into later this year, 2023, and possibly leaning into next year's 2024. Of course, all this happened due to the whole semiconductor shortage and whatnot, and people still selling them on eBay. What's crazy is that Sony officially announced over at their CES conference that the console itself has officially sold over 30 million units. I will say, I've had the debates, not really, but some people have told me, including some of you guys, that might be due to the scalpers. And with the same token, some other people have replied and said, well, those scalpers still bought the console and paid for the console, even though they upcharged. So it's a good argument. PlayStation has also revealed and announced their upcoming new controller called Project Leonardo. To address the common challenges faced by many players with limited motor control, including difficulty holding a controller for long periods, accurately pressing small clusters of buttons or triggers, or positioning thumbs and fingers optimally on a standard controller, the controller includes a robust kit of swappable components, including a variety of analog stick caps and buttons in different shapes and sizes. This is really cool. So many kids, men and women, players just generally are going to be able to experience some of the Sony first player exclusives for the first time. I mean, one thing is to see these games online, and another thing is to be able to play them for yourselves. And there's so many great single player games with PlayStation that I think honestly it's been long overdue, and I'm pretty happy it's here. Somebody else who's actually pretty content that this is here is Phil Spencer. As you know, Xbox is already running with their adaptive controller. Phil actually took it over to Twitter and said, "I think this is a great addition to the PlayStation ecosystem. Well done." We also did get a sneak peek at the brand new Gran Turismo movie, which at this point I'm kind of over the whole video game movie adaptation. It seems like 98% of them are, you know. The film will be based on the true story of John Marden Burrow, who was basically a teenage Gran Turismo player who in 2011 won a series of Nissan competitions and actually became a professional race car driver. I actually had no idea that was a thing. That's pretty cool. When I first saw the trailer to this movie, I was like, okay, cool. But what's the movie really about?
With heart-pounding action, drama, it's a love story.
The film stars David Harbour and Orlando Bloom and is set to hit theaters this year in August. The Last of Us franchise turns officially 10 years old come this June. Should it be The Last of Us franchise or the Last of Us franchise? I am so excited for this show. And I am aware that I did say that for the most part, video game adaptations absolutely suck, with the exception of Mortal Kombat, okay? Mortal Kombat was awesome. But I'm even more excited recently upon reading that Neil Druckmann stated that the show itself will not go beyond the point of the first two games, meaning that they're just not gonna milk this show. It's just not gonna happen. The show will officially debut January 15th, which I believe is next week, and it will star Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey. In addition to that, Naughty Dog also did tease a brand new image for their upcoming multiplayer game, which, by the way, will have a story, which is kind of interesting. So we now have officially 2 images of this brand new video game. Recently, in an interview, Neil Druckmann stated that there is, and quotes, there is still more story to tell. Technically, this is in regards to The Last of Us Part 3, which, by the way, a couple of years ago, they did confirm that the story overview, if you will, has already been written, but the game is currently not in development. So it officially confirms that eventually we will see The Last of Us Part 3. I mean, there's almost like no way. The game is so successful that there's almost no, I wouldn't even put it past them if they don't wait till the PlayStation 6. I know. That's pretty sad. HTC has officially revealed their brand new VR gaming headset, which it's a pretty hefty price, but they promise that it will not only have virtual reality, but augmented reality. It will come at a whopping $1,099. It's like they just had to include the extra $99 in there. Somehow, they just threw it in there. I've actually never really been a big fan of VR. I mean, I played a little bit when it was first released and whatnot, and I just felt like when I played it, at least, so many cables, and just to record, it was such a headache. And after like maybe 10-15 minutes of having it on my head, it was just like too much. I had to put it down. I'm not a big fan of it, at least not the previous one. So maybe this will be different. I don't know. The name is the HTC Vive XR Elite. The battery allows for up to 2 hours of continuous power and is also hot swappable. The screen comes in a combined 3840 by 1920 resolution with 110 degrees of field of view and a 90 hertz refresh rates. It's pretty impressive, to be honest. Is it worth $1,100? I don't know. Lastly, for this video, I will leave you guys with a little bit of a bittersweet sort of announcement or news piece. The longtime Metal Gear Solid producer, Noriaki Okamura, has teased that 2023, meaning this year, will be a big year. A lot of people are basically assuming that we may finally get a Metal Gear Solid remastered or a remake or whatnot. I guess we could say remake. I feel like that's one of the games, one, that we haven't really played here on the channel at all, and 2, that is essentially a game that needs to be remade. That is by far one of the best PlayStation games ever. Obviously, there was a big split in 2015, which has quite clearly made this almost impossible to happen. But who knows? I know that 2018 was another year for Metal Gear Solid Survive, but based on the numbers, I don't think that was quite successful. Yeah, that'd be interesting. This is just speculation at this point, but then again, who knows? Would you guys like a Metal Gear Solid remake? I think that'd be pretty cool. That's gonna be it for me on this video. I truly hope you guys enjoyed your stay today. If you guys did enjoy the video, feel free to subscribe, and if you did not, you can drop a thumbs down. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.